Welcome everybody to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are dealing with the oh Agniane. We're just gonna call it the AG Stealer. I don't think I've ever actually heard the name pronounced. It is a VIP medium challenge. Analyze the AG Stealer malware as a malware analyst. SecureTech Solutions recently detected unusual activity on its employee workstations. Upon investigation, they found that sensitive customer information, including email addresses and passwords, has been compromised. The company suspects that a Stealer malware might be responsible for the breach. And we're given a Windows box for the VM. And what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 questions to go through and try taking a whack at. What is the decode host name that is used by the stealer? What is the API used by the stealer to detect debuggers? What is the number of process names that are used by the stealer to detect malware analysts? What's the number of functions that are used by the stealer as anti-analysis? What is the first DLL name that is downloaded by the malware? What is the name of the project advertised by the malware? What is the user of the bot in Telegram? What is the first regex that is used by the malware to find tokens? What's the build version? How many domains are targeted by the stealer to collect passwords and login credentials? Which specific registry key is targeted by the malware to collect hostname, username, and password information from all sessions of WinSCP? What is the file name used by the stealer to save information about the system? Okay. We got the VM basically spun up to sit there and start taking a whack at this stuff. But much like Serpent, this seems to be the same aspect. Gained popularity August 2023, so it's somewhat recent. Actively being marketed and sold through a Telegram channel available at t.me/AGNIANE. Uses the Computer X Protector and aims at identical targets. Employs a distinct C2 method. Okay, looks like it's the same thing. Self-stealing capabilities. So pulling stored creds from web browsers, Telegram sessions, Discord tokens, Steam, WinSCP, and FileZilla sessions. Also saves screenshot of the user's desktop, quickly collecting open VPN profiles and system information. Availability. The Stealer is part of the Synoshi project, a malware as a service that offers services and subscriptions on the dark web. Well, okay then. I don't suppose this would be just as simple as given what was pulled together from. Nope, but very close to the right answer. Okay. Anyways, enough of screwing around with that. So let me get the window capture brought up. So much in the same aspect. We've got challenge file folder on the desktop and then stealer.7zip. And we can just run through extract here. Standard password of infected that is used on the platform, and bing bang boom, we got Stealer. So let's go ahead and pop up Detect It Easy. Plop drop that in so it goes straight to .NET. So this is going to be another similar exercise like the... Oh, I just did it yesterday. Some other Stealer that was there. I forget the name now. So it's going to be IL spy. After the last one, I did also go to the GitHub page for DN spy, pull that down and dump it in. And that seemed to work without any sort of real issue. So we're just going to go ahead and expand this stuff out. So I guess that's the very first thing. What is the decode host name that is used by Stealer? And now comes the fun part about basically just digging through all of this crap. Oh, it's looking for DLLs for picking out if it's a sandbox. So SBIE DLL, that would be what, sandboxy? And that's looking for process hacker, netstat, netmon, TCP view. So it looks like we're looking for hostname decoded with base 64. Oh, so in other words, we're going to find something that looks like base 64, and we're going to have to reverse it. Of course, we need to actually come across that first. So I guess I need to pay a little bit closer attention to anything that looks like base 64 to start with. So I was kind of hoping off of, what is it, anti-analysis, hosting async, since it reaches out to AP or IP-API.com to pull stuff through, but that doesn't match. I wonder, is there any way to sit there and turn on like word wrap for this thing? Hey, it's got a watermark. Oh, Telegram. That AGNIANE bot. So we'll go back to what is the user of the bot in Telegram, and we'll submit that. And we'll acknowledge the 2-day streak. Just to show, so there's the whole thing. And we found and stumbled upon that while digging through everything, looking through archive. No base 64 there. We just get the watermark string. we got a .onion address. Hello. Underneath silk and then silk. I got something that looks like a base 64 string right here. Starting in lowercase alpha, uppercase hotel, and ending in double equal signs. So let's got that copied off. And we will go back to the web browser, Holy, and pull up CyberChef. Then we'll put in our string. We'll do from base 64 comes out to https:// central dash CEE, so Charlie Echo Echo dash Doja Delta Omega Jubilee Alpha.ru. Well, that definitely looks like a domain in question. And that gives us our first answer. What's the API used by the Stealer to detect debuggers? Reverse the start function and check the debugger function. Debug. Debug. So flip that back so we're underneath. Oh, this is dash anti-analysis, and we're at the start. Where it looks like it's if debugger environment.exit if emulator. So if we go back to debugger, we are looking for the API. It's got to be of some length, so I'm assuming it's going to be check remote debugger present. Correct. Okay, we're moving on to what is the number of the process names that are used to detect? So I guess it's going to be processes, reverse start function, and check processes. Yep. So processes. So then we're looking for, what's the number? Process hacker, netstat, netmon, TCP view, Wireshark, filemon, regmon, kane. So it should be a total of 8 for the process names. Okay. What's the number of the functions that are used by the Stealer as anti-analysis, which is, let me guess, reverse start function? So in terms of how many times do we sit there and call various things? So we count. We're calling from start, we're calling debugger, emulator, processes, VirtualBox, hosting async. So 5. Okay. Thank God for ILSpy. What is the first DLL name that was downloaded by the malware? In the main, search a about dynamic link library and start to reverse any interested function. Okay, so here's main. Looks like it's so base 64 decodes this, which we already did, which gave us the RU domain. And at some particular point, we've got to have something that tries to pull down. Because it should be okay. What's the first? So we hit download. Is download. That's up onto dynamic link library. Download. So what's the first DLL name that it tries to pull down? I'm assuming that's going to be sqlite.dll. Just without the dot in front. Okay, yeah. So, because we're working from top down. What is the name of the project advertised by the malware? Check compile function. Which looks like that's underneath archive. So we start collecting Telegram and Kotagram. It's Synology. It's gotta be. Because, okay, Synology is a handy tool for managing your own traffic. Our project includes a Stealer, a botnet. That's gotta be it, right? It is. Gotta love it when they leave the flags in there. So what is the first regex that is used by the malware to find tokens? Reverse a function called find tokens. Find tokens, string. So the first regex is right here. And so we're doing it inside of the brackets, right? And then we end in the curly bracket. So we're going to grab everything here. So left bracket, lowercase a to z, uppercase a to z, 0 through 9. And then we're going to end at what we're going to grab at the 27 curly bracket, or right curly bracket. Correct. Okay. Yeah, these hints are spot on in terms of going through and looking for this stuff. Build version. During the compile function about information.get. So where was compile? Down here. So let's see, information dot get. So we're looking for compile version. Or build version. Because it looks like it's just information that's been collected about the computer, not so much about let's try copying and pasting. I don't suppose this gets called in here anywhere. If not, we might actually have to try to watermark plus information.get. Okay. Yeah, just basically digging through. So underneath silk, build version, string, 0.1.1 space beta. And that seems to match up with the guidelines they give us for answering the question. Yes, okay. How many domains are targeted by the stealer to collect passwords and login credentials? Search during compile about domain detection. Okay, fine. Let's find compile again. And I guess we're looking for domain detection then after that point, or where it might actually be called from. It looks like it's a single digit, and if I'm reading this right, so we go, well, this would be silk and then domain detection. It looks like it's looking for vk.com, facebook.com, instagram.com, and mail.ru. So 4. If I'm okay, apparently I'm in the right spot. Or it's just one hell of a lucky guess. Which specific registry key is used by the malware to collect hostname, username, and password information from all sessions? What specific? I thought there was a WinSCP section that was in here somewhere. So we're looking for a registry. So something like, say, Martin dash dash or software dash dash Martin Prikel / WinSCP2 / sessions? Maybe? Possibly? Because it's, right there. Maybe. Yep. Okay. What is the file name that is used by the stealer to save the information about the system? We gotta go back to compile. And I said, look for a text file. So, okay, fine. TXT. Important detects Agniane Stealer, WinSCP, FileZilla. How about PC information.txt? Okay. Had to use hints through a lot of it, but oh, I am not disappointed. Not in the slightest. That was nice. So let me go ahead and I will take down the so let me bring these up and we'll go through again. So PC information, we found that underneath. Um, that shows up in archive and then compile, parentheses, colon void. That's about maybe, they don't have line counts on this, do they? No. But basically it's the string that kind of calls it out is we collect all information about the computer. And we're just going to work this in reverse. Because I don't suppose there's any way I can like zoom this in, is there? It's like, can you run a magnifier to sit there and just make that bigger and actually have it be visible? Or would I have to do that? Oh dear God, what did I do? Everything is all jacked up now. Okay, hang on, I gotta undo this somehow. Okay, just hit to close the magnifier thing. Yeah, it's not what I was going for. uh, sure. What if I just try that on the VM itself? Okay, there we go. So the section that calls it out. Maybe I can just a little bit more? No, that doesn't help. Okay, fine, 200 it is. So effectively, we want to find that. I guess the other hint that we could use is we collect all information about the computer. And then what was the next thing? We were looking for the WinSCP, so we break that down in here. And underneath WinSCP and get credentials, parentheses. So, wow, this takes some getting used to move this thing. So, WinSCP, get credentials. It's the section that's talked about registry key, registry.currentuser.open subkey, and then our software Martin prequel, WinSCP2 sessions. Let's see, and then the domains that were targeted. So we were doing what with that? That was compile. We weren't looking for text. We were looking for domain detection. Clicked on that. We brought through. We expanded out the code, which takes us to. God, I wish there was like more of a happy version for this, but. So wait, where did that take us? It was underneath Silk, I think. Yeah. Silk, domain detection. and then domain detections.add archive.watermark string. So here's where we pulled the VK, Facebook, Instagram, MailRU. And then we were looking for the build, which we're sitting there digging through that, but then there was, where was, yeah, build version underneath Silk. So if we expand out Silk, build version as a string, and then we get this here, and that's where we pulled that from. And then we're doing regex. The first one that was there. So then we're going to look for, what was it, tokens, right? Which kind of assumed was going to be, what was it, crypto wallets? No, Discord. So if we come in and open up the Discord section and then find tokens string, obviously then we're looking for regex, and the very first thing that we get that's regex is right here. And the second aspect would have been, if it asked for the second one, it'd be MFA, and then the rest of this stuff through here. Okay, and then bots in Telegram. Was it watermark? Yeah, so archive and then watermark. Watermark string. And we just start going through the string. Try not to go entirely off. Did I go past it? Nope. Ugh, that is difficult. But anyways, if we go through there, it's in the watermark, I swear. And then we have the name of the project. So that required checking the compile function, which is underneath archive. So archive and then compile. And we've just got to find it through here. Section where they start talking about, oh yeah, right here. So stream, new memory stream, get bytes. They basically talk about Sanashi is a handy tool for managing your own traffic. Which, of course, had we not gone through and done a little bit of OSINT to take a look at all the other reports, we would have had no idea about the relationship with Sanoshi and the Stealer. Let's see. We're almost, I think. Oh man, there's still more. So much more. SQLite. For the dynamic link library. Yep, so the section, dynamic link library, and then download. And then we can see the first things that we sit there and try to pull down DLLs, system data, SQLite.dll. Given the fact that the way that it was structured was what is it, six characters dot 3 characters, kind of assumed that there would be no system data or system dot data. Also the fact that it is constantly showing up there. So I don't suppose that if we were to take a look at this, that would actually tell us like, okay, we want to write this stuff out. So are we going to write it out as system data? The number of functions, and that was reverse the start function, which is basically just counting what was in here, where it goes through and debugger, emulated processes, VirtualBox, hosting async, which gives us 5. And then what's the next one? Number of process names. So we can basically just click on processes to take us over here, which sits underneath anti-analysis and then processes. And it's spelled out. Selected process, then the string. So process header, netstat, netmon, TCP view, Wireshark, filemon, regmon, and this is just going to be a pain in the butt mon, and cane, which gives us the total of 8. Or I guess the other aspect that might, for simplistic sake, we could have just pulled the number from there, but. And then effectively, okay, which Stealers or what JPI is used to detect debuggers? So if we open up debugger in anti-analysis, so just a few sections up from where we were, we can see really the only thing that's there is that it calls the check remote debugger present, which then goes through and gets the current running process, referencing is it debugger present. Then last thing is the decode. Which now I have to remember I don't. So I think it was a section that actually had like host name. Yeah, so there is literally a section for host name underneath Silk. So we're in the end all be all here. So Silk host name. Just trying to get it lined up so it doesn't go all the way off. Okay, so Silk host name, which gives us our base 64. That then we can copy and paste and then dump into CyberChef. Take this out, transition so you can see it. So there is our string, just running the standard from base 64 recipe, and then Wango Tango, there's our .ru domain. So there we go. We've worked it top to bottom, bottom up, utilizing the magnifying aspects to sit there and try to make it a little bit easier to read so everybody can kind of follow along to an extent. But so there we go. Another challenge in the books, as it were. So this has been, again, another challenge on the Let's Defend platform underneath the VIP. Call it supporter level, subscription level, I guess. Um, this has been Agniane Stealer, because I have no idea how to pronounce that. I tried taking a look before I started, see if I could find like one of the search result for like how to pronounce this, and I found some people that were going through and doing like full like deep dive debugging, but they never bothered to say the name of the malware. So it's like, well, crap. And I'm atrocious at just sitting there trying to sound the stuff out. So we're just gonna call it the AG malware. I can't imagine that I would be, yeah. So, oh, April 14th, huh? So somebody got in there just, I guess, before me. Oh, wait, maybe I didn't do. Oh, maybe because I used the hints. Could be. But like everything else, I don't do that. Oh, never mind. I am there in 10. Oh, I actually made it onto a board. I'll probably put that up the fact that there's probably not that as many people going through and on the VIP as what there would be for the general subscriptions. So, but, well, 10th place. Oh well, at least I'm on the board at some particular portion. So, but there we go. All said and done. I will get some of the same thing as always. Links to the sites that I was visiting beforehand before we really deep dive into this. So you can read up on it if you'd like. But, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't generate an MD5 and run it through VirusTotal to see as to like what the detections would be in regards to that. Alright, so let's expand this sucker out. Oh, just realized, yeah, I'm doing it inside the VM, so you really can't see that all that well. Hell, I can't even see it all that well. There. We'll take it to, I think it's 133. Let's get the magnifier out of the way. So 58 out of 72. So just about everything should kind of flag at this. But do we see that AG name mentioned anywhere? Oh, we do. G data actually makes reference to the name. Icarus picks it up as async rat. Coins, yeah, well, we kind of to be expected. Sophos has got it. Wonder if this Polizard is like what something else would call it. Oh, quick heal. So that's what, 3 engines have actually picked up on what they named it. Oh, it's always just interesting to see. How long ago? Last month. But yeah, looks like fairly wide detection and at least 3 engines at the time. Actually pick it up and actually have the name for it. Looks like this will be done in a second. 56 out of 70. I feel it was like 58. May have to go back and watch the replay. Or maybe an engine wasn't able to actually finish with it. But yeah, so there we go. Decent section of detections for, looks like just about everybody. But then again, I don't know as to whether or not if this would have been like a sample. Oh man, creation time. Talk about future malware. But yeah, first submission is, looks like mid-August. No, no, that would be July. That's right. It only became like more popular August 2023. So mid-July was submitted. And interesting that the original name and internal name are the AG, and then the rest .exe. But well, I'll include all this stuff in the video description as always. So, okay, with all that being said, I will see everyone in the next video.